What the young Marines and sailors on their way to Guadalcanal don't realize is that amphibious landings against defended beaches are the most desperate and dangerous of all military operations. America has not attempted one since 1898.
Church services are crowded this morning. We've been told that we're to land in 5 days, making this the last Sunday for communion. A lot of guys want to settle themselves and be prepared for at least the possibility of death. On deck, everyone's cleaning and oiling their rifles, their machine guns, and their mortars with motherly care. Some sharpen bayonets, while others leisurely turn over a hand or two of cards. It seems amazing that people can relax like this when they are heading for the unpleasant realities of danger and bloodshed. Intelligence estimates that only 1 in 3 landing boats will reach shore safely, and that 1 in 4 Marines will not survive the initial assault. But I came here to see some action, and I intend to go in with the first assault wave.
After 7 days at sea, the Marines close in on Guadalcanal.
A cool, tropical air envelops the ship as we penetrate the inner harbor. Where are the Japs? Their shore guns are eerily quiet. Everyone is silent and nervous as we move close to shore. It's as if we're an unwelcomed guest walking through the front door of a waiting and armed host. There didn't seem to be much to say, although a few lads come up with the inevitable. Well, this is it.
At 0900 hours, the order is given. Land the landing force.
On shore, it's absolute silence. It's eerie. There isn't a single Jap here to meet us. One of the lieutenants says, "I wonder if the Japs can be this dumb." Either they're dumb, or it's a trick.
Man, they got us busy drilling and camping and marching. I thought farm work was hard, but it's nothing compared to this.
Upstate New York farm boy Archie Sweeney is farther from home than he's ever been before, now assigned to the 39th Infantry Regiment, H Company.
They got us practicing something called amphibian operations. Lucky for me, there's no swimming, but you do get awfully wet. We've all been waiting for word on when we're going to ship out. But when it finally comes, we're told to head up to Norfolk to prepare for deployment. But nobody says where to.
On October 23, 1942, now Corporal Archie Sweeney and the 39th Infantry Regiment are on a ship sailing out of Norfolk Naval Base.
When I got into the Army, I guess I never figured on going to sea. It's a huge convoy, and we have battleships and destroyers escorting us, zigging and zagging to keep the U-boats from picking up our trail. Now I wish I had learned how to swim.
They are the first American ground troops dispatched to fight Hitler. Part of a gigantic amphibious force of 100,000 men and 120 vessels of all kinds departing simultaneously from ports in both America and Britain. Sailing out of Liverpool, England, is Second Lieutenant and former college basketball player Charles Sheffel. After surviving his transatlantic journey, he had spent 3 months training with the British in the UK.
Everyone's guessing about our destination. You know, soldiers will gamble on anything. So we form a pool and we start betting. I'm thinking Norway. But after 3 days of sailing,
I went to see the brigadier. I said, "Sir, my men are down here in this hold. They've been on deck for 3 days. I've got to know what's happening." He said, "We're going to make the invasion of North Africa."
For over 2 years, Hitler's troops have been battling the British in North Africa, struggling for control of the Suez Canal. If the Germans can take the canal, they will have a secure passageway to the Middle East and its rich oil reserves to fuel their mechanized army.
the Brits taught the American boys in our unit everything they could about combat against the Germans. Now it's time to see if I've learned enough.
Eight months to the day after Pearl Harbor, combat reporter Richard Drogaskis is with the 1st Marines on Guadalcanal. There is still no sign of the enemy. The men move out cautiously through the untracked jungle toward their objective, the unfinished airfield less than a mile inland. Drogaskis follows, armed only with a notebook and a pen.
The jungle is a pestilential hellhole. The air is thick, oppressively hot and humid.